Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for $7.99 a month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
Welcome to the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. We are right off the strip here at the Palms for the press conference of the biggest bare knuckle fighting card in history, BKFC 41. I'm Cyrus Fees, and I'm going to be the host for the night for BKFC 41 and the host of this press conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we're obviously talking about BKFC 41 Saturday, April 29th, live from the First Bank Center in Denver, Colorado. You're going to be able to catch that pay-per-view on the BKFC app, on FightPPV.com, YouTube pay-per-view, Rumble pay-per-view, and on all major cable and satellite systems. Now, this press conference is obviously about all the incredible athletes that are involved with BKFC 41, but we are also happy to announce 3 big partnerships on the broadcast side, Rumble PPV through the Rumble app and YouTube pay-per-view as well as our brand new sponsor. We got Bucked Up Energy here. Fantastic. I'm having the Bomb Pop one. It's tremendous. Keeping me real bucked up here, folks. BKFC 41 is going to be fantastic. Speaking of the sponsors for the night, Bucked Up Energy, obviously, Lions Not Cheap Apparel, OnlyFans, BioPro, and Crescent Tools. And, of course, for all news on BKFC 41, and there will be more things coming out, make sure you go to the BKFC app. You'll be able to pick that up on all of your app stores. Now, without further ado, let's get to the meat of it. Let's get to why you are here, these incredible athletes, of course. So we're going to make some introductions here. First off, debuting at BKFC 3, this fighter announced herself to the promotion with a first-round TKO. Since then, she's amassed a record of 6-1 and 2 bare-knuckle world championships. Widely considered to be one of the best fighters, male or female, she defends her BKFC flyweight title at BKFC 41 against former bare-knuckle champ Rowdy Bec Rawlings. Please welcome the misfit, Christine Ferea. And next to her, over 50 bouts in 22 years, this next fighter has been a force in the heavyweight division. With 28 big knockouts, he's been a constant force in every show he's been featured on. In his debut at BKFC 30 in Louisiana, it only took 19 seconds to brutally knock out his opponent. Please welcome Big Ben Rothwell. On the other side, in his 15-year professional career, this next man has put together a tremendous resume of 18 wins and only 5 losses, including 3 UFC featherweight championship bouts. In his BKFC debut at Knucklemania 2, he made immediate impact and finished his opponent, Joshua Fames Alvarez, in the 4th round, Chad Money Mendes. His opponent at BKFC 41, coming into the sport, this next fighter is known to have competed underground for over 100 fights, earning him the name the Underground King. In his MMA career, he's put together a 30-8 record, including Bellator and UFC lightweight world championships. Now he makes his debut at BKFC 41. Please welcome Eddie Alvarez. One half of our main event at BKFC 41. In his MMA career, this next fighter's amassed a 16-6 record that includes both the Strikeforce and UFC middleweight championships. Among his wins, Chris Weidman, Lyoto Machida, Michael Bisping. He will make his bare-knuckle debut at BKFC 41. Please welcome Luke Rockhold. And his opponent, his debut at BKFC and Knucklemania 2 was incredible in February of 2021. He has gone undefeated with wins over Julian Lane and Bellator striking specialist Michael Venom Page. Following his debut, founder David Feldman called him the perfect BKFC fighter. Please welcome Platinum Mike Perry. And now please welcome to the podium the founder, the president of BKFC, Mr. David Feldman.
Thanks, Cyrus. That was quite an opening. You know, as I'm sitting up here looking to my left and to my right, it's pretty amazing what we've done in this sport. We have some of the biggest pioneers and legends in combat sports that are on this stage tonight that are going to compete at BKFC 41 in Denver, Colorado. Our biggest show. It's going to be our most attended show. It's going to be our most watched show. We anticipate 20 million worldwide viewers, and it'll be our highest grossing event that we've had to date. So we're very, very happy and excited about this show. It's amazing, amazing coming out party for BKFC. You know, I think we've had a lot of, a lot of events to date. We're on our 53rd or 54th event to date. We put on some really, really great shows. You know, this sport, what I found out is this sport really, truly introduces a man or a woman to themselves. They find out who they really are in this sport. And, there's nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide, and that's what makes this sport so great. And to have these kind of athletes compete on our stage, in our square circle, in our ring on April 29th in Denver, Colorado, it's just going to be an amazing, amazing night. And I just want to say thank you to all the media, thank you to all the fighters, thank you to the platforms that are going to be showing this as we're growing. We're adding more and more platforms to this each and every time. And especially thank you to our sponsors. As Cyrus mentioned, our new partnership with Bucked Up Energy. You know, I was going to say, and he took it from me, but somebody's going to get bucked up.
Didn't mean to steal your thunder there, President. Now the final piece of this BKFC 41 press conference, special guest, glad to have him here. We've worked together a lot over the years. He is the pride of Westland, Oregon. He is the bad guy, and yes, he is still undefeated. Please welcome our guest moderator, Chael Sonnen.
Well, thank you. Is this on? Do I got a hot mic over here? Thank you very much, Cyrus.
Absolutely.
You know, guys, generally when I come to things like this, I'm jealous. I look around and I think, why'd Feldman not offer me a contract? I want to be doing something like this. I do not feel like that on this stage. There's not one of these guys I'd want to tangle with. Joe Rogan came through Portland. In 2008, I went and caught his comedy routine. He was telling the world that, you see him, talking about Joe himself, interviewing Brock Lesnar at that time, and that Joe tries to look cool and look like he's collected, but he knows that Brock could do anything, including murder him, right in that interview, and there'd be nobody that could stop him. And it's the first thing I thought when I saw Ben Rothwell on the stage. I thought, wait a minute, somebody's going to get in there with that man? Without gloves on, somebody's going to toe the line? Yeah, no wonder it's TBA. No wonder the last opponent didn't work out. And I can go through this whole list, and we will before we're done here. But what an honor, guys. Thanks for being here.
All right, so we are going to go around, and we're going to start taking questions for this incredible event. Obviously, we have a lot of media here, so we are going to get a microphone, pass that around, and take questions. I think first off, as we do that, maybe we kind of go around to each of these great matchups here and just get a quick intro here from all the fighters involved. And we'll go to Christine first, taking on Bec Rawlings. We know that is a highly anticipated matchup, and what you've done for the sport and what you've done as champion has been tremendous. This is going to be the only championship bout on the card. Just talk about how you're doing with your training and how you're looking forward to this matchup.
Hey, what's up, Las Vegas? I'm out here training. I'm here in elevation, half a mile up. Denver's about a mile up. I think this fight is going to be more competitive than people think. The Aussie's tough. She's stubborn, but I think that's going to be her downfall. I think she's going to come forward, be aggressive, and she's going to get clipped, and things are going to change. I'm coming, misfit style. I'm going all out, putting it on for the fans, making sure that everybody's entertained, and we are putting it on. So, Aussie, I hope you're ready, because I'm a competitor. You've been at the highest. You've been in UFC, Bellator, everything, but I promise you, they didn't let me in there for a reason.
Go to Big Ben Rothwell, obviously the big heavyweight feature here on this bout. Major name right now, slated to take on Josh Watson. We may be getting some details on that as well. But Ben, getting ready for this fight, your second appearance at BKFC. Just talk about the lead up and how you're getting ready for your fight.
I first want to clear the elephant in the room. If you guys saw the press conference poster, the biggest comment I seen on that whole list was me and Christine were going to fight each other. I think it's actually a backup plan. As you can see, we're sitting next to each other. If Bec Rawlings doesn't show up because my opponent has officially backed out, her and I are going to actually do a tag team match. We're going to take on Mr. Alvarez and Chad Mendes. I don't actually believe those two are going to fight because look at them. They're like brothers. I mean, I look at these two and I'm like, it's the Mario brothers. They can't fight each other. I think they got a movie coming out tomorrow too, so congrats, guys. Yeah, and real quick, you heard it. They're looking for an opponent, so that's unfortunate, but I know the entire BKFC is on top of it. They've had a lot of offers coming in, believe it or not. I think it's going to be Chael Sonnen, honestly. We got to bring that guy out of retirement. He talks a big game, but they brought him in. He's down there at the other end. I think clearly when you bring him out of retirement, he talked a lot of trash on me over the past. So I want to see what this guy can do in there with me. He made fun of my brother back when we first met, so I got to redeem my family. And let's do it, Chael.
Yeah, man, I thought you were kidding at first, but you got that. That's a real challenge. I'm being challenged right now, aren't I? Can I have a little time to get back to you?
Well, I'm about to jump up and look at the security guards. I mean, they really, that's what they brought these. When I jump up and start freaking out, those guys are going to stop me. So this might happen now, buddy. Keep going.
And you know the fight's 2 weeks away, and right now I got a higher juice concentrate than Tropicana. Like you're accepting of that we don't have to like go through this whole thing. Like you.
Hey, you need it. It's fine. What else?
I think you're good, man.
Don't even get me started about my breakfast this morning. All right, fine. I'm going to talk about it. I went and worked out hard. Mr. Platinum Perry ran into me, seen me. I was drenched. I'm angry. I need some food. I sit down, and the guy's like freaking out. Like he's obviously stressed out. I'm like, sir, can I just order real quick? He's like, sir, please, I will. Just a second. He's over. He's making a coffee. He's like measuring every single thing. He's got oat milk, this much, that, everything. I'm like, what are you making over there? It's not even on the menu. I'm like, sorry, 10-minute coffee. And he goes over, and he's like this. And who is it? Oh, it's Luke Rockhold's coffee. I'm like, what do you know? Him and his. And I just got to ask one question. Did a panda bear die making that coat you have, or? No pandas. All right. No, everybody up here is great. I love everybody up here. So that's it from me. Somebody
sure
step
we'll
up
hear
and
more
fight
from
me.
You, Ben.
What?
I'm sure we'll hear more from you a little bit later. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that deserves some applause. Let's go to Eddie. Eddie, obviously you're getting ready to make your debut here against Chad Mendes. You've been very excited about this, been very, very positive about this move in your career. Now that it's setting in, now we're under a month. How you feeling?
I'm excellent. That's a tough act to follow. 300-pound comedy show. But thank you to Dave Feldman and the people at Bare Knuckle. I've been looking for a platform the past year and a half or 2 years, like looking for a real platform and a real opponent to go out and compete on. I didn't want to just fight to fight. So I took my time, hung out with my family, and found out kind of who I was outside of fighting the last like 24 months or so. And I didn't want to get back in to a cage or a ring or anything until I was like truly like excited about what was about to go on. And Dave gave me the opportunity, gave us the right opponent to do that on, and like truly invigorated with my coaches, Mark Henry, Ray Robinson, and everyone back at home. And we're back in our bag. We're training our asses off, and like as if we're about to make a title run again. And this sport is so kind of new, and there's so many cool little nuances that I feel like a kid again, just kind of learning and being back in it. And with the right opponent, I think I have someone really violent in front of me, and I need that. That always brings out the best fight in me, and it's always the best for the fans. So you're looking to, crown another king of violence. I'm going to defend my own title come April 29th in Colorado.
Love it. I see you got the mic up here. I was gonna go to Chad, but I'll go to you instead. Let's go to Eddie's opponent here. Chad Mendes, obviously coming in for your second fight under the BKFC banner. It's a big step up in competition here. I think it's a matchup that a lot of people would have liked seeing in MMA as well. But here it is at BKFC. How do you feel welcoming Eddie Alvarez into the squared circle?
I feel good about it. This is Just like Eddie said, honestly, this is an opponent that gets me up every day and motivates me, gets me excited to get in there and train. You know, I'm kind of towards the end of my career here, and it's tough kind of staying motivated when it's, you know, not that top-level opponent. So, you know, they talked about signing Eddie, and I wanted that contract right away, man. This is something, like I said, that excites me, motivates me in the gym. And, I mean, this fight sells itself. I mean, Eddie's been at the top of his division his pretty much whole career. I've been there too, and it's, you know, two guys that are going to get in there and be swinging for the fences, pushing the pace. You know, he's got that wrestling background just like I do, and I think it's going to be a war. So this is going to be a fan favorite fight, I believe, and I'm looking forward to getting in there and showing what I got, what I've been working on for the last, you know, multiple years here for April 29th. So it's almost game time.
Yeah, absolutely. It sure is. Yeah, we're ready for you now, Luke. We're good.
I'm here.
You are definitely here. Listen, a lot's been said about you making your debut and you signing with BKFC, and you have really not wasted any time. You've had a lot of words for Mike Perry. You've had a lot of words about this matchup, about this debut. Now it's almost here. It's almost time to step into the squared circle. Where are you at now?
I'm getting ready to fight. Took the gloves off, and I'm ready to put the hands to face. This is a fight. They say Mike Perry's the perfect bare knuckle fighter. He was built for this. I just believe I'm different. I always have, always will. Mike, there's a reason why he hasn't made it to the top of the game in any realm of fighting. And I plan on putting him right back in his place right now.
I brought you here. I brought you to the top of the game. This is the height of your career, and you know, I'm going to knock you off the tip of the mountain and send you back packing. You know, you think you're bigger. You think you took this fight because you thought that you were getting to fight a smaller guy, and you think you have something on smaller guys because you train with some guys like Gilbert Burns or Vicente Luque or those guys in South Florida. And boxing is a different world. It's more my game, and you know, it's mano a mano, hand to hand, chin over chest, and that's me all day.
There we go. That's your main event, folks. And we're going to go around here. We're going to get some questions here from the media. Before we do that, as I bring it down, Chael, if you don't care, when you kind of hear the back and forth between Luke and Mike, you know, where's that put you right now? Obviously, you're real excited to be here, but where do you think that fight's going to go?
Well, I think it is very interesting. Luke, I caught your interview with Errol the other day. I enjoyed it a lot. But one thing that you did say about Mike is you said, man, I'm not sure this kid understands. But you didn't finish that thought. You stopped right there. I felt as though I knew what you meant, though. I felt as though you were going to be more cerebral, and Perry's stubborn, and Perry fights the same way. I just know that there was a guy from England named MVP that thought he was going to come over and find a dum-dum on the other side of that ring as well. And I know before that, Triller brought in a guy that was a WBO champion that thought he found an MMA guy that was going to be in over his head. And there is evidence that old Perry does understand this, perhaps if it's a similar game plan each time. But I'm just wondering what you thought of that, Luke. I loved the interview, but you never finished the thought, and I would love to hear how that ends. What is it that Perry doesn't understand?
Like I said, I believe I'm different. I believe in my striking. I believe in my length. I believe in my distance. I believe in my footwork. I believe in everything I am. And that's why I've become champion in 2 different promotions. And I'm about to champion your face on April 29th.
Right? What happened after you said that?
What, hey?
Last time you believed in yourself.
Hey.
When's the last time Michael Bisping knocked somebody out?
Hey.
It was you.
Oh, hey, brother. You got fucked up by Daniel Rodriguez, then you come out looking like a dog.
It's been a while since I've been fucked up, and I live to get fucked up. I
about
like
ready to
getting
get
fucked
fucked
up.
up.
I drink on the weekdays. I like to get fucked up. And I'm going to fuck you up, too. Let's see how you like it. You ain't fuck your sauna up too much. You was punching it like a pussy.
Oh, what?
Your sauna? You're going to need a new sauna, punching it like a baby.
At least I have a sauna. You're trying to break some fucking public sauna you can't even touch. Hey, chill out.
I'm getting you paid, buddy. And
I'm gonna fuck
you're
you
going to
up.
get paid, and I'm going to lay you out.
You didn't lay out Julian Lane 145 pound. How the fuck are you gonna lay him
That's
out?
okay. He
Hey.
was smart. He had 10 bare knuckle fights.
Oh yeah, you don't think I'm gonna adapt? I'm gonna adapt. Just watch. I'm here. I recognize who you are. I recognize what you're doing and what you bring to the table. Trust me. But I know what I'm capable of. There's guys like you I fought, like Costa Philippou. You ain't no better than Costa Philippou. I dropped his
In
ass,
boxing,
didn't I?
I am.
In boxing,
I'll outbox
in
any
boxing,
one of these guys
I'll
in the
go,
UFC.
dude. Hey,
I'm a better boxer than all of y'all. And I called you out on Twitter. I made this fight happen because you was talking shit to Jake Paul, trying to get you an easy fight because you a bigger guy. I'm a smaller guy.
He's
and I
a
was
bigger guy.
calling
He's
out
the same
Jake Paul.
size guy.
I said, you a bigger guy. No, you're a little bigger than Jake Paul. And Jake Paul's a lot bigger than most of the people he fights. And then I called you out because you thought you could outbox him, and I know you can't box. You couldn't box
you're
if
about
you
to
worked
find
at
out.
FedEx.
Hey, no one thought I could box Apollo Costa. What happened to him? I put him on fucking ice skates.
No, y'all
around.
grappled. He took you down.
Oh,
you laid
yeah.
on the ground. There's no grappling in this. You can grab me if you want, but I'm gonna punch out of the clinch.
There was no grappling. He broke my nose and I just reset.
Fellas, can I jump in with a quick question? Because I did show up here today thinking that there was a meaningful size difference favoring Luke, but as I'm sizing you guys up right now, it's a little closer than it was in my mind's eye. What is the agreed upon weight for this contest?
In boxing, it's light heavyweight. It's 185.
Okay, so Luke, you got to come down to 185.
Yeah, Mike
All right.
didn't want to go to 190.
What's your walk around weight? 202, 203?
I'm light right now. I'm on weight about 203 right now.
All right. It's closer. It's closer than it was in my mind.
All right, so we're going to take some questions. Go ahead.
My question's for David. How important was it to get Luke and Eddie over to BKFC?
You know, as we're growing this company, we're putting on tremendous fights, sometimes 2 and 3 times a month, and to really, catapult to the next level, it was time for us to make the move and get some of these. Look, at this table, you have, I think it's 8 UFC championship appearances. I think it's a total of 15 championship appearances at this table. So you have real, true legends in this sport. In mixed martial arts that are coming over to bare knuckle.
And Mike's not one of them.
And to get these kind of guys to have the balls enough to take the gloves off and give it a shot. Look, this is a risk for these guys. They don't, the first time getting into this thing, they don't know what they're getting into. But at the end of the day is, like I said, they're legends. They're going to fight their asses off, and they have no choice. Because like I said earlier, this sport truly introduces someone to themselves because there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide.
You're here in Las Vegas. When can we expect you to get the sport sanctioned here in Las Vegas?
We're going to make a really strong push. We feel like that early in 2024, we'll probably do a debut here in Las Vegas. We're going to work closely with the commission over the next 6 months and see if we can't get this thing over the finish line.
Question for
Microphone. Check. Go on that one. Just go ahead and take that one.
1 2 1 2.
Just go.
Question for Big Ben Rothwell. Obviously, you wanted Greg Hardy, but those plans got spoiled. But there's a free agent heavyweight out there by the name of Francis Ngannou. He lives here in Las Vegas. Maybe Dave Feldman, you can chime in here, but what's your call out for the big man, Francis Ngannou, who many see as the baddest man on the planet?
Call out.
Yeah. Would you want to fight him? Bare knuckle.
I'm born this way. I fight anybody. It sounds ridiculous and crazy to everybody, but I'll fight him. I'll fight Tyson Fury. This is bare knuckle. Also, this isn't anything else. I don't even know how to describe it. So that's it. I mean, I don't really have anything funny for that. That's a serious fight. That's the fight. That's a major fight, and that's all there's to it. That guy's got a lot going on right now. So I know Bare Knuckles made some call-outs to him. Let me flip it now. I got a question. Dave, last week you made a big post about you had major news. I thought you were going to announce it today. So can we know what that is?
Nah, not yet, buddy. I wish we could. I actually just got an email on that news, but I can't announce it yet. It's not official, but it's another step in the elevation of this company, and we got some big stuff coming up. And Francis Ngannou could be, you know, he's someone that we've certainly reached out to. We talked to him, we talked to his team. You know, at this point, we just feel like he's asking for unrealistic money, and we're not willing to pay that kind of money for him. I do think he needs to make his mind up pretty soon because, you know, I feel like his value will, as the days go on, his value is starting to drop a little bit.
Question for Uncle Chael Sonnen. What do you think is the biggest bottleneck right now to get this sport sanctioned in Las Vegas?
Oh, my goodness. Look, we're off to the right start, right? We're talking about sanctioning. I mean, this is a state that's been very welcoming. They just got pitched, the SLAP organization, just by example, mixed reviews on it, but I'm saying the commission was very welcoming. I think that we've got the right leadership here with Dave Feldman. I have watched Dave battle this thing out from a distance. You know, I like the business side of it, Schmo, as you know, but I have watched Feldman, and I know he's had to have his struggles. He's had to have his ups and downs, but it never sacrificed on the card. There was never an athlete that came away and said bare knuckle didn't honor their end of things. And as I'm up here with these athletes now, I mean, I got to tell you, there's a little bit of me that wants to wrap these guys in cotton. This is almost too good to be true. We're only a couple of weeks away, and cards like this just, they find a way. Somebody gets a cut. You remember that Ken Shamrock was going to take on Kimbo, and we lost it the day of. And I mean, I just look at this. This is unbelievable. The mere fact that Chad Mendes and Eddie Alvarez have kept their distance. There was no hotter free agent. It wasn't Francis Ngannou in 2021. It was Eddie Alvarez. And people forget that when Chad Mendes retired from the sport, he kept grappling and he kept boxing, and he's been undefeated since retirement. So, I mean, the fact that these two are together, and I really hope that Perry elaborates. Perry's saying that he brought in the future Hall of Famer, that he brought in the former world champion. He's saying that Luke's only here because of him. Perry pulled him up to the main event. He might have some truth to that, and I'd like to get to the bottom of it, Schmo. You want to hear another rumor? You want to hear another rumor? I got here early, so maybe I'm saying things, maybe I overheard things I wasn't supposed to, but there are 17,000 seats in this venue that we're getting ready to play. The rumor is that we've already moved 80% of them for over $1 million gate. Now, I might be saying things that are Feldman's business, but if that is true, that is wildly exciting. You better not wait. You better not wait to get your tickets, because they're going fast.
That's why we brought you, Chael Sonnen, the best promoter in the business.
I have something I'd like to say. I am grateful for this opportunity and to face a former world champion. This is something I've been working towards my whole life. Bare Knuckle has brought me up, and I have proved to myself and to them a couple of times, and I am getting this opportunity now, and like I said, I'm grateful. It's all fun and games. It's the entertainment business. We're trying to fight and entertain people to get them to tune in. And what I really wanted to say was, you know, boxing killed a friend of mine. His funeral is this week, and he just died last week from boxing. And he had head trauma and scar tissue, and his brain bled, and he went in for emergency brain surgery. And he never woke up, and he left behind 3 little boys, and his name is Mike Milmerstadt, and he was a deputy sheriff and a SWAT team member, and he was a great man, and boxing killed him. And, you know, we're up here, like I said, it's fun and games, but we do put our lives on the line, and we are risking, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news and all that stuff. You know, I hate to put a damper on the entertainment, but, you know, I'm the one who's got to get in there and face this ex-world champion and this bigger guy. And, you know, I am putting everything I have into this, especially for my boy, Michael Milmerstadt.
Yes, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Jerome is definitely in the house. And Mike Perry, shouts out to you, to both of y'all competitors. But one thing I want to say is about boxing. I lived boxing my whole life, and I feel your pain when you say that. We take a lot in this sport. I mean, I've seen a lot of fighters lose their lives, and I feel your pain when you say that, because I fought a lot of people, and certain people it's not here no more, but God's blessed me to be here. And shouts out to you, and good luck on your fights. Christine, I want to know, where is the kangaroo at?
Down under. I don't know. You know, she's over there getting ready for me. I don't blame her. She doesn't want to come here to waste, you know, time to train. She's over there with Skippy. Skippy's not going to save her. They're over there cultivating a plan for him to save her. If you guys don't know who Skippy is, check it out. It's an Australian TV show. Skippy saves the little boy all the time, but this time he's going to have to save Bec.
She must have found out about that kangaroo punch.
Oh, she's going to find out about that kangaroo punch. You're going to find out about that kangaroo punch, Bec.
In case y'all don't know, I'm Jerome, the head trainer with Christine, and oh my goodness, we go to war every day.
Every day.
So right now, we're looking for the kangaroo. We might have to go to every zoo, but we're going to get that cornbread one way or the other.
We getting that cornbread.
So I'm just letting you know it's going to be a great fight. Y'all going to love the fight. Might even have to bite a ear or something. But we're going to have fun, champ. Thank you.
All right, now we got some questions here from some media as well, and this one is for Chad Mendes. You and Eddie have kind of circled each other for years. Now you're going to fight in bare knuckle. With you having the experience of having that one fight in there, do you feel like that gives you a big advantage going into the fight?
Yeah, I definitely think a little bit. I mean, going into that last fight, I mean, I had no idea what to expect. You know, it's something that's completely new. I'll tell you what, it definitely hurts hitting and it hurts getting hit, and there's no way to really train for that outside of just getting in there and doing it. So, yeah, I mean, I think having one under my belt and knowing exactly what to expect definitely gives me a little bit of a heads up there. But no, I mean, I am extremely excited about this fight. This is, something that I honestly didn't ever think I'd be able to do. Like stepping in there against a guy like Eddie, a guy that's, like I said, been at the top of his division, different weight classes, and when this got talked about, it was something I wanted to jump all over. So I'm really looking forward to this. I've been feeling tremendous in training, feeling really, really good, right on track, and man, I'm just excited to get in there and do this.
Question for Luke Rockhold. Luke, so this is your first foray into this, and there's a lot of heat in this fight. If this were to go to the distance and you win, would it still feel as satisfying? And I guess the question for Mike as well, do you guys both need that knockout for the satisfaction?
A win is a win. I think the fight's going to sell itself and it's going to fight itself. Mike's going to bring it, and I'm going to be there to capitalize on every mistake he makes, like I always do. So I plan on winning. I don't foresee a future in the distance, but a win is a win. I'm going to put it on him. If he can take it, we're going the distance.
I can agree with that assessment, but I am looking to knock Luke out every chance I get. I do seem to shock these guys in the first round. Every time that first bit of bare knuckle hits them, usually rocks them. And I think I've been able to figure some things out about why I haven't been able to get the finish, and I've been focusing on that, and I'm looking to knock out the taller opponent, find some angles there, and really touch that chin that the internet seems to think is quite suspect.
Question for Eddie Alvarez. Eddie, anytime we do an interview with you, we see your office with all the belts and all the trophies. For you at this stage in your career, what is your motivation? Is it adding another belt to that group? Is it the money? Is it the passion for fighting? What is it for you right now?
Champions, the competition. Me and Mark Henry talk about this a lot, and he's like, Ed, if I could ever have a fighter, you'd have skulls. You'd have back in the day, you'd ride on a horse and have skulls all over kings that I've taken out throughout my 2 decades in the sport. So I can go on for days about great men that I bested, great men that I put away, great men that never been knocked out or undefeated that I've completely dominated over time and time again. So it's always the degree of competition that gets me up. I get up early, go to bed late. It's always that. And I keep hearing everyone talk, a lot of guys talking about taking the gloves off or finally going to take the gloves off. I'm just I think at 19 years old, I finally put the gloves on. And I finally put a set of gloves on for the first time, and I was blessed that this fighting became a sport where you can make money off it. At that time, I had way more street fights than I ever, like even today, I've way more fights with gloves off than I've ever put gloves on. I've made no money for any fight that I've had gloves off on. This will be my very first bare knuckle fight, yes, that I've been paid for. I've had plenty of them, and I don't know, I mean, I could be speaking out of line, but I have way more street fights than almost every guy up here on the stage. Coming from Philadelphia and where I'm from, I've had way more than I've had MMA fights. This won't be my first time hitting someone with a bare fist. It'll be fun again, like I'm a kid again.
Notice he looked this way slowly, and he should.
Question for Chael Sonnen. All jokes aside, Chael, with Ben's opponent potentially not going to be able to compete against him at BKFC 41, what comes to mind for you? You're a very well-connected guy in this sport. You pay attention to all around. What sort of opponents, or is there anybody that kind of comes to mind in your head, somebody that can go toe-to-toe with Ben Rothwell inside of that squared circle?
Well, it's so interesting. You know, Schmo brings up, Francis Ngannou, but you got to know the serious side of that. Those are the kind of guys you have to look for. Nobody's stepping in on 3 weeks' notice against Ben Rothwell. I mean, I'll tell you that right now. Tim Sylvia had a little back and forth with Big Ben yesterday, but he sure as hell didn't volunteer to come out and do this. I mean, and I don't bring Tim in to embarrass him. I'm just giving you an example. It's going to take one heck of a man to get in there and go and do this with Ben. I mean, Dave seems confident. Dave thinks we can find somebody, but you're asking Chael P to go through my Rolodex and come up with somebody that's going to step in there with Ben, toe the line, with no gloves on, oh, by the way, in 3 weeks. Man, I got some tough friends, but they're not that tough.
Question for David Feldman. This is obviously, I'm right over here, other side, to the right. This just, we're getting all kinds of different questions coming in here from media. And obviously with the growth right now, I think a lot of folks are still thinking about Nate Diaz and still wondering what's happening with Nate Diaz. Are those negotiations still happening? You're obviously bringing in all these big stars, but that's one that kind of always is staying in everybody's mind with BKFC. Is that still an ongoing negotiation?
I mean, it's definitely something we're talking about. They're just, they're taking their time and they want to find the right opponent and the right offer. We've given them some options, so it's definitely in our wheelhouse. Look, nothing's really outside of our wheelhouse right now. We came from a spot where everybody told us our next show was our last show that we're ever going to do. We're not going to last. We're not going to be here. 2018, we did the first sanctioned and regulated bare knuckle fight in the world history. And the following year, everybody said we were going to fold. The following year, everybody said we're going to fold. And here we are doing our biggest event ever. It'll be our highest grossing event that we've ever done on a platform that, I think we're going to have hundreds of thousands of people watching this fight live and millions of people around the world. And I think that it just shows that you got to have tenacity, you got to have wherewithal, and you got to just have a vision and a goal that isn't going to let anything take you off track. And here we are. Look, we are definitely talked about as the fastest growing combat sport promotion in the world. When any one of these great free agents become available, we're talking to them. So to get back to your question, yes, Nate Diaz is certainly still a possibility.
Okay. And also a question for Christine Ferea. I think it's pretty obvious you're one of the most homegrown out of everybody on this stage right now. You're the one that has a championship right in front of you as well. Do you feel like you should be higher up on this card? Obviously, we have some huge superstar appeal here with our big matchups here. That being said, is there a little bit of a chip on your shoulder here that you kind of want to steal the show or show that you are the best fighter out of this whole stage?
I'm still on the show regardless, but I feel honored to be next to these legends with the following and everything they've given to the sport in MMA. I think it's great for bare knuckle that they're here and helping expose the bare knuckle brand. I don't have a chip on my shoulder, but I know that me and Bec will steal the show. We're going to put it down, and we're going to go toe-to-toe. I appreciate these guys, and I appreciate the numbers they're bringing in and the exposure they're bringing to the sport.
Hey, Cyrus, we're going to do Christine Ferea and Chael Sonnen versus Ben Rothwell.
The bad guy.
All right, I got one question for Mike Perry. My condolences to your buddy Michael. Sorry for your loss. But on a serious note, how dark are your thoughts when you're alone in your room, and thinking about Luke and what you're gonna do in this fight? How violent do they get?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to think too much. I try to put the work in the gym and be prepared and be ready. But you know what? Last night in my hotel room, it's a sketchy hotel room. It was like kind of scary. I got these eyes on the wall, and I was like having these weird ass dreams about fighting him. Low key, I was like having dreams last night about knocking his ass out. So,
Keep dreaming.
That's how I feel. My dreams come true, baby.
I got one more for Chad Mendes. How does it feel sitting next to the American gangster and that great of a guy?
Oh, it feels damn good. I saw Chill come walking up, and I was pumped he was sitting next to me. Love this guy. Yeah. That guy's pretty badass, too.
Question for Eddie Alvarez. Obviously, you've stayed, very cordial here with Chad Mendes. You guys both have a lot of respect for each other, but you're a guy that wants to come in and dominate. How do you really see the fight going when it finally happens? I know you said it's your first time at BKFC, but you fought more without the gloves than with the gloves. How do you really see this fight going when it's all said and done?
Yeah, I have Coach Mark Henry in my corner. I have Ray Robinson in my corner. We've already had a teammate, put Chad away. Mark's had footage of Chad for the past God knows how many years. He's been a competitor in that division, a high-level competitor, so we've been watching him like time and time again. I just, given his style, he's wild. He'll be faster. He'll be faster than I will. He has quick feet. He don't use his jab enough. And all my sparring partners, I'm like almost 5 for 5 the last sparring sessions, putting my partners away at one round or another with something that I'll share with Chad the night of the fight. But I have a high degree of confidence that I think maybe this is like we have 2-minute rounds, so maybe under 6 minutes. And I'm okay with Chad's like, he hits hard. It's not beyond me that he might catch me with a shot. I might take a knee, take a rest, no problem. I'll get back up every fucking time, every time. So like if I have to take a knee for 8 seconds, I will. And I'll be right back in his face again and again and again until I put him down. So I think this fight should be under 6 minutes, maybe. I think that's the best prediction I can come up with.
Chad, go ahead.
Yeah. No, if that shit doesn't excite you guys, I don't know what will. I mean, the guy's straight up saying I'm probably gonna knock him down and he's gonna take a knee and keep coming. I mean, that's Eddie Alvarez though. That's what we're preparing for. So that's the shit that gets me fucking excited. So bring it, baby.
Chael, let's follow that up real quick. This is a matchup that when I saw this announced, and no disrespect to our main event, I was very excited about that as well. But when I heard Chad and Eddie were going to be fighting, candidly, I was really excited about this fight. I think it's going to be a hell of a scrap. What are your immediate thoughts knowing both these fighters and their past?
Well, and I got a lot. I mean, listen, let's start with this. I woke up to a headline this morning talking about this fight. This is the co-main event, don't forget. But within the headline, it said they will be fighting in what is the biggest purse in bare knuckle history. I just think that that's interesting. I've known these guys a long time, and I probably could ask them what they're getting, but I haven't. However, I do know what Eddie used to get. I know what Dana and Coker were willing to give Eddie, and I know that he's on this stage right now. I know a year ago when Chad debuted, it was big news because Chad was making more in bare knuckle than Francis was when he was being offered to fight Derek Lewis. If you recall that was part of the storyline. I apologize, with Cyril gone. So what I'm sharing is there's some really exciting things going on up here right now. And when I do look at Eddie and Chad specifically, I was hoping that Eddie would get into where his advantages are. It's very similar to Luke and Perry. I thought there was a meaningful size difference, but now that I'm with both these guys, there's not. That's not where it's going to be at. Does Eddie think, with his boxing background, does he just think it's better combinations? Is it a speed issue? Is it a power issue? I think that there's a reason that this is the highest paid fight. And there's a reason that we're all looking forward to it.
And I'm going to follow up with you on that just real quick because something came to mind. Obviously, you know, what BKFC has right now, what their product is, I often say it's the most exciting combat sport on the planet today. What do you think the ceiling is for this company right now, seeing the way that it's growing, seeing how exciting the action is? And that's no disrespect to mixed martial arts. We love MMA. That being said, you can't take your eyes off of a BKFC matchup. Where do you think the ceiling is, and why do you think it is, you know, probably the best combat sport in the world today right now?
Oh, this is incredible. This is incredible where we're at. And, you know, Feldman was talking about, you know, in 2018, he couldn't get people to listen, or he finally was able to hold the first event. Man, I was one of those naysayers. I thought this was going to be hard to get off the ground. I thought it was going to be hard to get participants, let alone the best guys in the world, and bring in some of this level of production and media. I mean, we're doing a press conference right now in the fight capital of the world. We got a venue with 17,000 seats. They're claiming 80% is already gone. I mean, I think that things are headed in the right direction. And by the way, Cyrus, I've got to circle back on something. You asked me earlier if I had any ideas for Rothwell. I'm not an emoji guy, but I do get emojis. Bobby Lashley has texted me, and it was just the emoji that means I'm listening. So whatever you want to make of that, you go ahead. But Bobby Lashley's out there somewhere, and he sent a text for
Let's do it.
Season. I'm just passing the message.
Guys, I got one question. Really two questions. One for Mr. Perry and one for Mendes. Mr. Perry, so we got BKFC 41 in Denver, Colorado, April 29th pay-per-view. Why should we tune in?
Well, I'm going up against a bigger, tougher, taller, stronger, uglier motherfucker. And
it's all mental. It's all mental.
And you know, I work hard for this, and I'm one of the most savage people who stepped foot in a bare knuckle boxing ring. I love the sport of boxing.
Besides me.
I love punching people in the face, and I love breaking their hands with my forehead too. So, you know, just tune in for blood and bone.
Beautiful, love it. Mr. Mendes, what's easier, 5 rounds of 5 minutes or the BKFC?
Well, I mean,
minute-wise.
These are 2-minute rounds. Of course, 2 minutes of boxing is way easier than 5 minutes of full mixed martial arts.
Go, 100%. Pedal to the metal, don't stop.
That's right, baby.
Thank you, guys.
My goodness. All right. Can we, you know, before we get to face-offs, let's go to you, David Feldman. Just kind of closing remarks, why people should be excited. There's obviously some great reasons right up there on that stage with you. But what people can expect, why they should get the pay-per-view. Give us everything leading into these face-offs.
Sure, Cyrus. Thank you. Again, this event will be available for $49.99 on a various multitude of pay-per-view providers. Look, if you've never watched bare knuckle fighting before, you definitely have to tune into this. We have some legends in combat sports that are going to be fighting each other. Bare knuckle fighting is absolutely the most exciting, fast-paced combat sport on the planet. Like I said, it introduces you to yourself. We have the baddest motherfuckers on the planet that fight for BKFC, bar none, because you can't help but be a badass person to fight in this organization, because there's nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide, and this is real. When you get hit with a knuckle to your face, it's real, it's different. Not taking anything away from mixed martial arts. I mean, we have some of the best athletes in the world and the best fighters in the world in mixed martial arts. But there's something different in bare knuckle. I mean, look, just the excitement around this. I mean, would anybody really get excited about, or would a lot of people get excited about Ben Rothwell fighting Francis Ngannou in mixed martial arts? No, but if they fought in bare knuckle, everybody in the world would be talking about that, right? I mean, Luke Rockhold and Mike Perry in MMA, get a little excited, take the gloves off and fight in bare knuckle fighting championship, everybody in the world's excited about it. There's just something different about this. It's edgy, and it's catching everybody's attention. So tune in. April 29th, Denver, Colorado, the First Bank Center. Tickets are selling very, very fast. You can get all the pay-per-view information by going to BKFC.com. And again, if you want to see the baddest show on the planet, tune in to BKFC.com on April 29th.
It looks like we may have a closing remark here from Luke.
In MMA and in other forms of fighting, there's competitors. All right, there's competitors. It's all a competition, but you can be a competitor and get away with working around a fight, a real fucking fight. And that's where it's annoying to watch a lot of these guys maneuver and wrestle, avoid a fucking fight. You can't avoid a fight, and this is the fucking real deal. And this is why I signed the contract. I had a lot of different offers, and to have Mike Perry and bare knuckle, there's nothing more exciting, and that's why I'm here.
Everybody at home, stay tuned. We have the face-offs right after this.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live bare knuckle fighting championship pay-per-view event for $7.99 a month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
Lions Not Sheep Apparel isn't just a clothing company. It's a movement of savages who fight like hell for their families, for their independence, and for their freedom. No day and no time has ever been more important than this day for us to rise and stand together as lions, not cower as sheep. Lions Not Sheep Apparel. Stand tall, fight hard, lead or be led.
I can't get comfortable. I have to stay sharp. I have to stay vigilant and mean.
There's just not much to say anymore. It's time to fight. This is bare knuckle. This is as pure and as beautiful as it gets.
I feel like a kid again. I'm getting into a new sport. It's going to be all gas, no breaks, 10 minutes of violence.
Our main event, Mike Perry, former champion of the world, Bec Rawlings. Come on out, fellas. Go, Luke. Yeah, it's our first time. You know, we don't like to come back. Big Ben!
All right. Chair, before we go, final thoughts out here. You see the face-offs. We'll see what's about to go down April 29th. Give me your final thought.
Hey, I'm sizing them up. I'll tell you, the main event, when I got here this morning, I really did think it was the smaller guy versus the bigger guy. And I thought that Perry's game plan is very interesting. I mean, Luke was saying it the other day on Ariel's show that he's going to cut angles. He's going to move. He's going to be the more cerebral fighter. We don't generally see that with the bigger guy. Generally, it's the bigger guy that walks you down. It's the lighter guy that has to cut angles, has to be smart. So these guys are kind of reversing roles. And quite frankly, I can't think of a fight in boxing history that followed that script, where the bigger guy is claiming that he's going to be doing more movement. Look, two other guys, one WBO champion, another one on loan from Bellator, thought they could come in and get the jump on Perry. I do not think Luke Rockhold is a fool. I think he knows what he's getting into, and I'll just tell you, from being on this stage with them both, the size is a lot less of a difference than you might think.
So there it is, folks. That is what you can be excited about. BKFC 41, April 29th, First Bank Center in Denver, Colorado. There are select seats available. Get on the app and make sure you can be there live if you can be there in person. If not, we have you covered in a major way. This is live on pay-per-view, the BKFC app, ppv.com, Fight TV, Rumble pay-per-view, YouTube pay-per-view, and you'll be able to get in on all of your cable and satellite providers. I'm Cyrus Fees. We'll see you at BKFC 41.
I can't get comfortable. I have to stay sharp. I have to stay vigilant and mean.
There's just not much to say anymore. It's time to fight. This is bare knuckle. This is as pure and as beautiful as it gets.
I feel like a kid again. I'm getting into a new sport. It's going to be all gas, no brakes, 10 minutes of violence.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live bare knuckle fighting championship pay-per-view event for $7.99 a month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.